else on your beat, which is the Bank Term Funding Program. That's that emergency lending facility that the Fed launched in the depths of the regional bank crisis a year ago, and that closed up shop yesterday. The program seemed to have worked for most, I would say, a good part of 10 months of that program's existence, with no large-scale bank failures during that time period. Do you think the Fed would be quick to put something like that back on the map if there were additional turmoil instances in the future?
I think they would, but I think there's also a contingent on the Fed that wants to get away from emergency programs, and what they should have is a facility in place that is part of the existing arsenal, whether or not they make that into something permanent. I think the Fed wants to get out of things, Leslie, that end up working counter to their monetary policy. If you remember, the Fed was trying to bring down the balance sheet, reduce some of the liquidity out in the market. Of course, this program forced them to reverse course on that and caused the balance sheet to rise again, and then they've been bringing it back down as a result. And it just seems like not the perfect way to do business, that if you need to fix these things, well, where should you do it? You probably should do it on the supervisory end to begin with, and not get into situations where these banks have these problems that have not been recognized and not been taken care of through the regular existing means of taking care of them.
Smart money, sell half, keep half.
Not sell your Bitcoin.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
very much a traditionalist. I like staying with the dollar. You know that from when I was there. It's make the dollar the choice. I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So like I told you, I definitely see a big pullback in the first quarter. Then the master magician set up a distraction so the Fed can cut rates, and then we move up. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin, crypto, and stocks slightly up. It is unbelievable. And guys, we know we definitely should be pulling back because we just got the CPI numbers and they're trying to twist and turn on the mainstream media. We know the masses can care less, but as long as you're looking at the numbers, guys, numbers don't lie. Yes, you can manipulate them for those who don't understand, but numbers never lie. Now we have Michael Saylor, the Bitcoin spokesperson, said that you should look at Bitcoin as billion-dollar property in cyberspace. And the key word, guys, is cyberspace and not a currency. And we have the Bitcoin halving next month. And when we get this Bitcoin halving, we're going to have more consolidation in the mining space. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which are climbing up. Because, again, we got hot CPI numbers, and we know inflation haven't went anywhere, so we know for a fact these data collectors know that inflation hasn't went anywhere. It's all corporate greed. Now, guys, we have the dollar slightly up, which means stocks, cryptos should be pulling back, but of course they're up in the illusion of a world. We have volume in crypto slightly down. We have Tether and USDC. And we have the Hong Kong Central Bank starts regulatory sandbox for stable coin issuers. And guys, we know with these stable coins, the only thing they have to do is link them to the CBDC. And speaking of CBDC, we have the Fed. Repo yesterday was at $478 billion. And we had the Fed yesterday in the emergency funding facility, which we know is going to cut out a lot of liquidity for these banks. Remember, these small and medium-sized banks cannot survive in a real-time environment. Remember, it's going to cut out all the fees. The whole model of this current banking system is fees. With real-time settlement, you're going to cut out the fees. So we're only going to have the big banks standing. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And guys, we have the BOJ looking to raise rates. And the Bank of Japan has been holding up the globe. And don't forget, the fourth industrial revolution was first tested in Japan. I brought you the video. And the fourth industrial revolution is going to rise in the emerging markets. So they're going to give us the signal. Where the robots, algorithms, and drones take over the economy, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse, which we're going to see the fall of America to Babylon, along with the United States world reserve currency and the rise of China with that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. But first, guys, everything in the legacy market has to crumble, and we're seeing it right now. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about the spot Bitcoin ETFs. We have Blackrock, Fidelity, and Grayscale flat right now. We have Blackrock and Fidelity spot Bitcoin ETFs nab 69% of the market share. And we already know it's only going to be 2 or 3 ETFs that are going to survive. And we have Grayscale files a S1 form to launch a mini GBTC spinoff for investors. And we see Grayscale losing a lot of market share. And we have VanEck temporarily cuts Bitcoin ETFs fees to zero in order to gain some market share. And then we have Thailand SEC greenlights investments for institutions and wealthy individuals to put money in crypto ETFs. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, we have Coinbase asked appeal court to direct SEC to begin writing rules for crypto. And of course, guys, it's nothing but the Hegelian dialectic. We see most major countries have already written rules. America is behind on purpose because we know the rise happens in the emerging markets, and then the West will follow. Now we have the FDIC vice chair says lawmakers' bulletin prevents banks from being able to custody for crypto ETFs. Says that if banks hold crypto, it would be a liability on the balance sheet. And just imagine if these small and medium-sized banks had invested in Bitcoin instead of these treasuries, or even DeFi. Remember, DeFi is definitely the new banking. Now we have Starknet optimizes code for cost saving for the Ethereum upgrade for tomorrow. And we know once we get an upgrade, we pull back. Those in crypto, we understand, but remember, these dates are selected together, so therefore they can use an event as a distraction instead of you pointing to the Fed. Now we have Solana registers an all-time high in daily new addresses. Also, we have Korean MMORPG MapleStory opens gaming experience on Avalanche. And like Larry Fink stated, tokenization is the gateway for stocks to be tokenized. The same way when it comes to gaming. Gaming is the gateway for millennials and Generation Z inside the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Arbitrum is set to unlock 2.32 billion vested tokens on March 16th. And guys, we'll see why they change that date. They always do. But lastly, guys, we have MasterCard and Metamask test first blockchain-powered payment card. And guys, when we see Metamask, we definitely should see JP Morgan. And of course, guys, this is for adoption. You're spending crypto on everyday purchases. And remember, they're going to bring this to the people once everything becomes seamless, where it's just a tap and they keep it moving. The masses will never know they're using crypto. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.